Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your general Tarotscope for the last half of November. And so this is a month, because I'm a Sagittarian as well, where we have a new moon. And I believe this is at 7 degrees of Sagittarius. Now, because it's at an early degree, it will officially be in the first house of anybody born within the first week of the sign of Sagittarius. So probably going up until about the 1st of December. But even that will vary depending on when, Sagittarius begins in your particular year. I don't want to get too involved with that. I don't want to confuse anybody. But there are solar charts and there are natal charts. And, when you look at your degree, you can see where that transit will hit you. But this is an example of why the general forecasts are, just general. You can't really go by that. So for those of us who are born in December, this new moon on the 29th will actually be in our 12th house. If you're watching for your sun sign or your rising sign. Okay, so that's one thing that I wanted to say. And the 12th house versus the first house is more of a new beginning in some kind of mystical endeavor. So it's a great time to do some sort of yoga program or meditation program. Maybe you can get involved with the Akashic Records. You could do anything. And it's like a new phase, it can take you into new places. For those that it's going to be in your first house, that's like literally your whole new cycle. So that is a time for all of us, because in general, the sun is now in Sagittarius. We can say it's our solar return, but it won't officially be our solar return until the sun actually crosses over our particular degree. So for those of us born in December, that is up and coming, obviously. So having said that, we also have the sun going into Sagittarius on the 21st. Now, as it is said, when the sun is in your 12th house, you can feel kind of draggy. And I certainly have felt that way. I felt a little bit kind of tired. And I don't know if it's just me personally or if other people feel this, but it's said that, you do feel that energy sap. And so maybe you have felt that as well, but then you should start to feel more energetic as the sun nears your actual degree of Sagittarius. Now, the other thing too is that we have Neptune turning direct. Now, this is in the 4th house of home and family in the sign of Pisces. Neptune's going to be in Pisces until 2025, so it's going to be there for quite a few more years. And in the 4th house, Neptune casts a bit of fog over home and family situations. So there can be some murkiness, some confusion. It can also, on the positive side, can bring like beatific experiences. Maybe you find your ideal home that you've always wanted. Maybe, you find your tribe, I think that could even be what happens, because if we think of family as transcending, DNA, maybe you find your tribe, maybe you find those people between now and 2025 who really resonate with you on every level. And maybe you've always felt like an outsider, and, at some point you find the people who really get you and that you feel comfortable with, and they nourish you the way a family nourishes you. So that would be really wonderful. And so when Neptune goes direct, it kind of like makes things more clear. Oh, I'm sorry, I was going to say makes things more clear, but actually it's the opposite. When it's been in retrograde motion, it's been kind of revealing things about home and family. And now it kind of is the fog is going to descend again. And, you know, is that bad? Is that good? Well, I can't think of anything that is 100% in one direction. So I'd like to think that maybe you've learned some things about your past, or about something to do with even your current family. Maybe you have kind of like gained from that knowledge, because Neptune is mystical. So it's not rational, but it can give some wonderful spiritual insights. And so when it goes direct, it's going to, you know, be back in that mode of fantasy. But, you know, we can work with fantasy because we have, you know, it's in a water house. It's in the house that Cancer is the ruler of. So it's comfortable in the fourth house in a way, because it resonates with water. You know, Neptune is all about, isn't that the god of the oceans or something? So it's not that it's like incompatible with it, but it's just that it's not a logical energy. So just keep grounded, and you should do just fine, and realize that you don't have to have, you can have ideals, but don't be disappointed by realities, I guess is the best way of putting it. And, you know, have reasonable expectations for your family members, even if they have disappointed you or confounded you. Just, you know, give them the benefit of the doubt, and don't hold them up to too high of a standard where they can never achieve it. Okay, so here I go. Love it. That the Wheel of Fortune is connected to Jupiter, which is our ruler. So I love it. Wow. This is great. I'm liking this so far. Speaking of Neptune, that's a Neptunian card if I ever saw one. Wow. Interesting. Okay. So a lot of major arcana. 1, 2, 3, and 7. That's pretty, you know, meaningful, I would say. The overall energy is the Wheel of Fortune. So this is about, and you know, we could just say the wheel of the cycles of the different transits of the sun. The sun is going to be going into our sign, and so maybe this will be indicative of Jupiter, you know, that Jupiterian good luck, expansion. The sun in our sign, you know, giving us that beautiful Sagittarian energy on the 29th. And of course, you have that time of making your birthday wishes and just intentions, setting the intentions. You know, you can do that at any new moon, but this is the Sagittarian new moon. And Sagittarius is such an expansive sign that it's particularly associated with, you know, goals and just the vision of what you want. Now, also, the very fact that it's a lucky energy. You know, it's saying, you know, we have this happening for us. And so, you know, just embrace that. I wanted to say too, you know, Jupiter is now in Libra. And Libra is a friendly angle. It's a sextile to Sagittarius. So it's just good juju all the way around. In the past, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Some of you are kind of, you've been assessing something. Maybe you started a business. Maybe you started a relationship and you're trying to see, and it could have been literally with an earth sign. And you're seeing, okay, is this really happening? Is this one a keeper? And you're kind of seeing, like, you know, how do we get along? That would be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn individual. But there is a feeling of being aligned because, you know, the energy coming in during this last half is the sun. So again, the romance, if you have some kind of like business endeavor, the success with that, the joy associated with it, the prosperity, you know, 1-2 punch, Wheel of Fortune and the Sun card, very auspicious for Sagittarians. And so also, you know, just when we have the sun in Sagittarius, that feeling of expansiveness is prevalent. And, you know, there again, maybe that's, you know, talking about the sun going into Sagittarius. And that's when the luck starts kind of flowing even more so. You know, this is not a good angle. Let me see. For some reason, my camera is crooked, so I don't know if this is going to show up crooked. But I have to do this just for the rest of this reading. So I apologize if it's crooked. But yeah, so maybe that is kind of looking at, so after the 21st, maybe, you know, you'll start to see more alignment just naturally occurring. And so this could be in any area of your life. This could be a business opportunity. I do feel with that 7 of Pentacles that you've been assessing something and kind of like keeping track of like how it's been going. You do need patience if you are doing something like that, because, and we have another 7. So the number 7 can also mean like a turning point. And this is a 7 of Cups, and this is the higher message. This is a card of a lot of choices. You may need to make a choice, or you may just be kind of confused. You know, I think it is associated with Neptune, and there's a lot of, there may be some offers that you receive that are less than legit. And you know what I was thinking of was when I started with YouTube, I would say after I had about 3,000 subscribers, it might have been less, but I started to get these offers, you know, from these marketers or whatever, and they're saying, oh yeah, we can increase your subscribers. And I just resisted, and I'm so glad I did, because I watched a video from somebody that has over like 100,000 subscribers or 150,000, and she's like on the hook with these people, and they take like, you know, a lot of, you know, I don't know how much of her AdSense, but those kind of things, sometimes people are glowing in their descriptions, and, you know, people want, you know, that's how people get hoodwinked, because they want it so badly. And the 7 of Cups is about, you know, making sure. There could be deception involved. You could be, you know, whether this is another person or this is, you know, an opportunity for you. You have to make sure that it's on the up and up. And in terms of relationships, you could find love with a Sagittarian individual. That's, you know, I'm thinking of the Wheel of Fortune connected, or just anybody. Could be with a Leo, you know, fire sign. Maybe in the past you were with an earth sign. And the earth signs tend to be, if you, like, let's say you have a lot of water or earth in your chart, you may appreciate some of their sensible behaviors or attitudes towards life. If you don't, you may resent that. It may come to feel very like annoying that these people, it may feel very restrictive and boring. So that's one of the reasons why, even if the person's a perfectly fine individual, why it might not work out. And yeah, I'm talking about with an earth sign individual, particularly because of the Pentacles in the past position. So a lot of times people get confused about it because they say, but he's such a, or she's such a great person, and they're successful, or they're very, you know, sensible, but something is just not clicking with you. And it's because, you know, we are fire signs, so we need that passion. not the drama, but being able to tell the difference between passion and drama. The feeling that life is bigger than just the, the things that keep us alive. In other words, some people are really, into that, into their money and their just all the worldly things, but they don't get beyond that. And we need that. We need, not only because we're Jupiter, we love the bigger picture, but because we're philosophical. So we need something that transcends just the day-to-day, mundane concerns of life. Okay, and just a sense of drama, a sense of excitement, that life isn't just like plodding along. And I don't think that's too much to ask for. I think that there should be magic in life and excitement, passion. The thing that crosses you is that, so that could be that earth sign. Now, the funny thing about this card is it's connected to Taurus, of all the earth signs specifically. To me, I connect it with Capricorn. So if any of you are dealing with a Capricorn, it could be a Capricorn. Of course, it could be a Virgo too, because it's an earth sign. But this is like, it could be that very thing I was talking about. Maybe you're with somebody who's very plodding along, and they're very good at socking away money. They're very good at, they're very good at saving money, at earning money, but they don't have much imagination. They don't have really that passion for life, that feeling that life is magical. And you just get pretty frustrated with their ultra, what you'd call conservative, or I don't know, just overly pragmatic mentality. The other thing too is they may be workaholics, and they just may have this, they may be very creatures of habit. They do the same thing every day, and they may be very dependable and all this, but you're not clicking with them. It could also be that you have gotten into a rut in your life and you need to break out of it. But I have a feeling that this is speaking to a specific person, because the court cards oftentimes are actual other people, And the advice is the Nine of Pentacles. This is another great money card. So this is about you enjoying the money, financial security that you have. So maybe, some people have, maybe you were with somebody and, that kind of thing is very tempting because they are great earners, but you have the ability to take care of yourself. That's what the Nine of Pentacles is about. This is, the number 9 can be a solitary number, but with Pentacles, it means that you're self-supporting and you're prosperous on your own. So maybe something happens with that Wheel of Fortune that really makes it so that you feel like you can do whatever you want. You have the freedom, the financial freedom to do whatever you want. So that's very, very nice. And the outcome is a Tower. So this is about that, like a total break from the past. There could be an event that occurs that just kind of catapults you into a whole new direction. Remember that we have this transit until the end of next year of Saturn in our sign. So Saturn can bring, sometimes it's kind of like tests or even restrictions, but it gives us the opportunity to really, settle down and achieve. I'm going to pick one more card. Maybe I'll pick the card from the bottom of the deck to kind of clarify this. Okay. And this is the Strength card. Okay. So, anything that happens that's unpredictable, you're not being tested beyond your limit. And I don't want to make it seem ominous, to be quite frank about it. I think that the Tower card is a wonderful card. I think that Sagittarians can, roll with the changes. a lot better than other signs. Some people like freak out. And remember that this is a general reading. So all of these cards may not pertain to your particular situation. But even on the energetic level, if you can, you know, really cut, you know, the past, you know, cut out the past. If the past has been something that has held you back, maybe you need just a radical change of pace. With the Nine of Pentacles, you may have the money and the Sun card. See, remember, I did pick those wonderful cards. So you probably will have the financial resources to do what you want. And, you know, you have the Wheel of Fortune card. So it may be signaling that this is a dividing line. November 2016 divided. That was the end of an era, and that's what the Tower card may be representing. And you're going to do it, but you're doing it with a certain confidence that the Strength card represents. And now again, the Strength card is also associated with Leo. So Leo person may be featured in all of this. And Leo's, you know, being a fellow fire sign, very compatible with you. So, you know, another way of looking at this, especially with relationships, is if there are, you know, if you are dealing with two other parties, you might, like, let's say there's an extramarital situation going on. The Tower card might mean that that gets uncovered, or, you know, it comes to an abrupt end. Maybe you thought it was going to be a long, drawn-out thing, and you end up with somebody who is a Leo individual. And so that can, the Tower card can also be about clearing the air. Like, if there's been something going on that's beneath the surface, the Tower card can kind of make sure that everything is, you know, out in the light of day. And that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing, because it allows you to kind of freely do things without sneaking around. You know, I'm thinking specifically of extramarital situations. And by the way, because somebody had written to me and said, you know, it's never okay to be in a extramarital affair. And I tend to agree with that, but I know that it happens, and I know that I don't know every particular circumstance. I am totally in favor of being above board in all relationships, even if the other person is treating you badly. Maybe especially in that case, because maybe sometimes those people can change when they know that they have the chance of losing you. But I have to bring these things out if there are any cards that suggest, you know, that might be happening. And anyway, yeah, it seems to be a very dramatic reading, but also a very exciting reading. A lot of good cards there. So I hope you enjoyed the Sagittarius. If you would like a personal reading where I use your natal chart to kind of get more personal, and the Tarot as well in a lot of the readings, you can click on my link to my website below. Otherwise, have a great rest of November. Bye.